So get this, Dogman is basically, it's just like the animated form of the human centipede. Oh my god.
You look at the monitors. And if somebody just happens to have an Eastern gray squirrel, you look at the monitor.
Okay, so it's, yeah, you've got this guy, he's a cop, and you got a dog who's a dog, and you combine them, and you're gonna make a generation of children grow up to be serial killers and mad scientists. Like, what's going on here? It doesn't matter. I'm more angry than that whole situation about the continuing American film villainization of cats. What up? Dogman. Why wouldn't he just be called Dog Cop? It doesn't matter. It's a film about a cop and his dog who get fused together after a bomb explodes, but it only ruins the dude's head and the dog's body. And then when formed together into Dogman, they become a beloved celebrity and better officer. They face off against an evil cat overlord called Petey, voiced by Pete Davidson. And yeah, that's it. It's a genuine feature-length film about a dog police officer facing off against a supervillain cat. You know, DreamWorks, I just got over Kung Fu Panda and the whole idea of that enough to admit that I kind of loved it. I don't think I was emotionally ready for this. This is a film that moves at the speed of light, especially in the first act. It introduces these characters, kills them off into one character, and then has Dogman, like, become this celebrity, have the whole city fall in love with him, have him establish the arch-nemesis cat, have him capture the arch-nemesis cat, have the cat escape from jail, have that repeated, that bit, about, like, 10 times. He just keeps putting the cat in jail, and then the cat escapes, and then he puts the cat in jail. And then have Dogman taken off the case of trying to catch the cat because the mayor is shit. And that's the first 20 minutes. As much as the execution of some of this is good, and there's some really individually funny moments in this film, I cannot escape the horrific feeling of whiplash that I was left with after that opening act. That was insane. It is literally a film for the Brainrot generation. This might be the first proper film for people who have TikTok attention spans. Point is that this has the kind of 6-year-old energy that might work well for some younger viewers. They might enjoy it, kids. I can't tell with this one, honestly. But it's a far cry from other DreamWorks films that are adapted from children's books. How to Train Your Dragon, The Wild Robot. That was made, like, that was our last film. Like, these are also children's books. You know the difference between Dogman and those? This still feels 1000% like a frenetic, overly childish children's book. And I mean, I personally didn't enjoy the Captain Underpants movie that much because it was just similar to this, and when I heard that this was by the same author, I was like, okay, this might not be my cup of tea. But the trailer looked funny, and it's just kind of got a lot of the funniest moments in the trailer, yeah. The whole idea of it is so, like, chaotic and nuts. You're like, wow, that's crazy, that's funny. That wears off fast. I recently watched The Brutalist, and it was 3 times as long as this film, and contains less plot. Yeah. Basically, Dogman and his arch-nemesis fight over the ugliest kitten I've ever seen in any film. That's the plot. Do you want another 4 of these films? Like, come on, man! I don't know what it is, this Jekyll and Hyde thing that DreamWorks have going on. It seems like half the time, like, there's 2 different teams in there or something, I don't know. And, like, one half is making, like, How to Train Your Dragon films, The Wild Robot, the bad guys. And the other half is making Trolls, Boss Baby, and this. And it's perfectly balanced, as all things please God, don't need to be. Yeah, I feel like this is the turning of the kind of new wave animation style that crushed in films like The Mitchells vs. the Machines, you know? That kind of overly comic booky, really fast-paced, frenetic energy type of thing. I feel like this is it starting to turn sour. So that's depressing. It also contains my least favorite animated film, just pet peeve of all time, which is a random kaiju size thing showing up in the final act for no reason when it wasn't needed. So that's also a thing. I'm gonna live action remake this one, are you? Gonna do that surgery scene in live action, are you, DreamWorks? 2 stars. I seriously felt in the cinema like this was the moment when cinema begins to cater towards people with attention spans the size of a goldfish. And it's when I realized I'm old, you know, and I'm out of touch with what maybe the children are enjoying now. And you probably are too if you're watching me, so subscribe for more hard truths.